guys, welcome back to an episode of the River Rats. Today we're going to be going over our 2025 rod and reel arsenal for this year's bass fishing season. Stay tuned, it's going to be an awesome video. Alright guys, the first set I'm going to talk about is my swim jig setup. I'm running a Dial Tula Elite 7.3 multi-purpose rod. It's a medium heavy fast action. I've got that paired up with a Shimano Botanium 2016. I'm running 20-pound fluorocarbon on that. It doesn't really matter your preference if you like braid or fluoro. Just kind of personal preference on that. And yeah, that's probably one of my go-to swim jig rods and just go-to all-around multi-purpose rods. On to the next rod. Alright guys, the second rod I'm going to talk about is my Texas rig pitching rod. I normally like to throw this around like lighter grass, milfoil, and coontail. It's an X-Pride 7.2 medium heavy fast action. I would say more it's like a medium heavy plus, so closer to the heavy side. And I've got that paired up with a Daiwa Tula Elite 7.1 gear ratio, and I'm running 30-pound Suffix 131 to a 20-pound Seaguar and Vizix leader. Yeah, just my all-around pitching stick for Texas rigs, like throwing in wood, grass, really anything from 3/8 ounce to a 1/2 ounce. On the next rod. Alright guys, my next setup is going to be my big heavy cover flipping stick. I've got a Zodius 7.5 heavy action fast tip. New rod for 2025. Never tried this out, but really excited to try it out. Got that paired up with a Daiwa Tula SV 7.1 to gear ratio. I kind of want to put like one of those heavier handles on it, like Max got a Go Max's handle on it. Might try that out, but not really sure yet. So yeah, just going to try to experiment with this one this year, and hopefully it works out. But yeah, going to be my 3/4 ounce to ounce flipping stick. So yeah, on to the next rod. Alright guys, my next rod is going to be my chatterbait rod. It is a 7.4 heavy, moderate fast glass rod. It's a Daiwa Tula Gen 1. I've got that with a Daiwa Tula SV 7:1 gear ratio with 17-pound Seaguar and Vizix. Just a really good all-around chatterbait rod. I've had this rod for like 3 years now. It's been really good. I really like a glass rod, so that's just kind of a personal preference thing for a chatterbait. And yeah, on to the next setup. Alright, my next that I'm going to talk about is my top water rod. It is a 7.1 medium heavy fast action Daiwa Tula Generation 1. Got that paired up with a Shimano Scorpion 2019 and 40-pound Power Pro braid. Just going to be, yeah, my mostly all-around top water rod for spooks, poppers, wad ploppers, all that kind of stuff. I got a swim jig on there right now, that's just because it's not top water season. But yeah, brand new rod for this year. Excited to try it out. Alright guys, my next that I'm going to talk about is my big swim bait and chicken jig rod. It's a St. Croix Victory 7.3 heavy extra fast. I've got that paired up with a old Daiwa Tula SV 7:1 gear ratio and 20-pound Seaguar and Vizix on there. Yeah, just like I said, glide bait rod, mag draft rod, old big swim baits, and old chickens. So yeah, on to the next rod. Alright guys, my next set I'm going to talk about is my jig setup. It is a Shimano Zodius 7.2 heavy fast action rod. It's got the monocoque handle, as you can tell. Really good for feeling sensitivity. And yeah, I got that paired up with a Daiwa Coastal 7:1. You don't really need the Coastal, it's just a saltwater reel. I think it's really cool, really strong reel. And I've got Suffix 30-pound 131 paired up to a Seaguar 20-pound Vizix leader. So yeah, that's my jig rod. It's been a staple for years, and I'm going to continue to keep using it.
Redemption!
Yeah!
Yeah.
It's been a
We
year.
all like went like this.
Alright guys, my next setup is my cranking rod. It is a Daiwa Tula Gen 1 7-foot glass crank rod. I believe it's a moderate fast medium action. I got that paired up with an old Daiwa Tula 100 with 12-pound Seaguar and Vizix. And yeah, just really good all around for throwing 1.5 to 2.5 crankbaits. Also can throw DTs on this rod, but it doesn't really handle it too well. And yeah, on to the next rod. Alright guys, my next rod is a Daiwa Tula Elite 7.5 Corey Johnson soft stick bait / football rod. It is a medium heavy fast. It's kind of like more like a medium heavy moderate fast. Honestly, it's got a lot of action, a lot of parabolic bend up front. Got that paired up with a Daiwa Tula SV limited edition. Pretty sweet reel. And yeah, got that 17-pound Seaguar and Vizix on there. And this is kind of like I throw a lot of Yamatanukis on this bait and like weightless swim baits. Just kind of a deal, and also chatterbaits as well. So yeah, on the next rod. Alright guys, my last bait casting setup is a Daiwa Rebellion 7.4 heavy. This is my frog rod. Got that paired up with a SLX XT 8-to-1 reel. It's a very solid reel. I'm just kidding. It's actually in for parts right now. But yeah, it's the SLX XT 8-to-1 gear ratio. And I got 40-pound on that. I will have 40-pound on that. And yeah, just overall, first year using this Daiwa Rebellion as a frog rod. Hopefully it does well. But yeah, gonna be my slop stick. On to the next rod. Alright guys, my first spinning rod I'm going to talk about is my scope and stick. It is a G Loomis E6X 610 Mag Medium Light. It's just like a medium light, medium rod is what I'd call it. I've got that paired up with a Daiwa Tula 2500 MQ, and I've got 10-pound Suffix yellow line, to a 10-pound Seaguar Invis-X leader. So yeah, just overall scope and stick, going to be a dog this year. All right, guys, my next spinning rod setup we'll be talking about is a Poison Adrena 7-foot medium fast action rod. It's the old model, so the Generation 1. And I've got that paired up with a Daiwa 3000 Pro C on MQ. Yeah, and I think I got 10-pound Seaguar leader to a 10-pound Suffolk Yellow Braid. So yeah, first year using this rod, already caught a couple bass on it. Love it, super sensitive. Also got that mono cock handle. And yeah, on a next rod. Alright guys, my last item we're going to be talking about is my Daiwa Tula XT 7-foot medium light fast action rod. Got that paired up with a Daiwa Exceller, great budget reel. I think it's around $100. You get it on sale for $80. Yeah, just a great overall budget reel. Got that paired up with 10-pound Seaguar leader to a 10-pound Suffolk Yellow Braid. So yeah, overall kind of like my Nico rig rod, just do everything, all-purpose spinning rod. Great budget rod, big budget combo for the price. Yeah, that'll wrap up for me. On to McCoy.
Alright guys, for my first setup I'm going to talk about is my braid to leader jig setup. I got a 7-1 Tula SV on here, and I've got it paired up with a 7-2 heavy fast Shimano Zodius. Same rod as Keen, got that carbon monocoque handle. And I got 30-pound Suffix 131 on there to a 20-pound Seaguar Invis-X fluorocarbon leader. And yeah, I just really like the setup for everything jigs, from grass, docks, and all that stuff. So yeah, on to my next setup. Alright guys, for my next setup I'm going to be talking about is my fluorocarbon jig setup. I got a Tatula Elite 7-1 heavy with an SLX XT 8 2-to-1. Pretty beefy rod. I think it's great with the stretch and fluorocarbon for the bigger jig hook sets. I love skipping docks, flipping any kind of wood on the river and stuff like that. And yeah, that's my fluorocarbon jig setup. Alright guys, for my next setup I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my frog setup. I got a 7-3 heavy Tatula XT, kind of cheaper end rod. And then I got it paired up with a pretty high iron reel Corrado DC, high gear ratio 8:5-to-1. I got that 40-pound Suffix 832 on there, and I think overall, just for frogs, you want like the higher gear ratio so you can pull them out, and then the big heavy stick for big hook sets. So yeah, that's my frog setup. Alright, for the next setup I'm going to be talking about is my flipping pitching setup. I got a 7-2 medium heavy X Pride, same as Keat, and then also the same as Keaton, the 7-1 Tatula Elite. I got 30-pound Suffix 131 in here to a 20-pound Invis-X leader. I go anywhere from, the 3/8 to maybe 5/8 flipping Texas rig. So yeah, that's my Texas rig pitching flipping setup. Alright guys, for my next setup, I'm going to be talking about my punching / big flipping setup. I got a 7.6 flipping Tatula Gen 1 rod paired up with a big 150 Tatula SV. I got a 7.3 gear ratio, and then I got a big cork Gomexus handle on here, 120 millimeter, and then you got the full cork handle. I'm going to be using 40-pound Suffix 131 on here, and yeah, just your 3/4 1 ounce big weights, big cover. And yeah, that's my flipping setup. Alright guys, for my next setup, I'm going to be talking about my spinnerbait setup. I got a 7.2 medium heavy glass Shimano Intenza paired up with a Tatula CT 6.3-to-1. I really like this rod for spinnerbait. It's got the lower gear ratio to keep that blade kind of spinning without moving the bait too fast. And then I have that glass rod with good bend so I can get a nice hook set into them. So yeah, that's my spinnerbait setup for you guys. Alright guys, for the next setup I'm going to talk about is my mag draft / big swim bait setup. It's a 7.3 multi-purpose Tatula Elite, 7.3 medium heavy. I got that paired up with a 7.2 SLX XT with 20-pound Seaguar Invis-X. Overall, just kind of a great multi-purpose rod with fluorocarbon on there, so I can chuck almost anything, but I still prefer to call it my mag draft rod because I'm always got a mag draft for both. So yeah, there's my mag draft / multi-purpose fluorocarbon rod. Alright guys, for my next setup, I'm going to be talking about my chatterbait setup. I got a Tatula Elite 7.4 medium heavy glass rod paired up with a Corrado MGL 7.4 151. Overall, just kind of a great chatterbait setup. That glass bend is perfect. I've been using this rod for 3 years now. I love it. So yeah, and then I do have 17-pound Seaguar Invis-X on there as well. So yeah, that's my chatterbait setup. For the next setup we're going to be talking about is my swim jig setup. I got a 7.3 multi-purpose Tatula Elite paired up with a 151 7.4-to-1 Corrado DC with 30-pound Suffix 131. I prefer braid with my swim jigs. I just got to loosen the drag a little bit, get a good hook set in them. And then yeah, that's basically it for my swim jig setup. Alright guys, for the next setup I'm going to be talking about is my cranking setup. I got a 7.2 medium glass Tatula Elite paired up with a Tatula SV70 6.3 to 1. I like throwing anywhere from 1.5 to the 2.5 ratio of crankbaits, and I got this paired up with 12-pound Seaguar Red Label. Alright guys, the next setup I'm going to be talking about is my scoping setup / Demiki rig setup. I got a 610 medium light extra fast Gen 1 Tatula Elite paired up with a 3000 size Daiwa Acceler. The Tatula Elite is actually an AGS setup, so it's got those lighter guides, which is great for shaking them in. It makes it easier on the wrist, and the extra fast allows for the softer tip and moving the minnow around. So yeah, that's my scoping. I'm super excited to try this guy out. New one for me. So yeah, on to the next.
Nice. Faster tip, baby. Good for shaking.
Okay. Alright guys, for the last spinning setup I'm going to be talking about is my Tatula Elite 7-foot medium light kind of Nico rig / net rig / whacking room. It's my kind of all around spinning setup. I got it with 10-pound yellow Suffix 832 paired up with 10-pound Seaguar and Vizex. I got a 3000 size reel on there. This is a Daiwa Acceler. Like Keaton was saying, a great budget reel. But yeah, this is my final setup. Now on to Wyatt's setups.
Alright, so the first rod I'm going to be showing today is my jig rod. This is a 7.2 heavy fast action Zodius, paired up with a Shimano Scorpion 7.4 DC reel. Pretty sweet reel. Same as the Corrado, just the Corrado is the American version and this is the Japanese version. I have 20-pound Seaguar on there in Vizex, and yeah, that's my jig rod. The rod I got here is my Texas jig rod. This is a 7.2 medium heavy Shimano X Pride fast action. I have this paired up with a Shimano Corrado MGL 7.4, and then I have 20-pound Seaguar and Vizex. This rod is strictly pretty much my Texas jig rod, and then some smaller jigs like 3/8 ounce jigs and stuff. So yeah. Alright, the next rod I got here is actually the same rod as the Texas jig rod I just showed you. So this is another Shimano X Pride 7.2 medium heavy fast. This one is paired up with a Shimano Tranx 151 7.2. This is the 151, like I said, this is the small one. Really excited about this reel. Just got it. Don't even have line on it yet. This is going to have 17-pound Seaguar and Vizex on it, and this is primarily going to be for sleeper craws and like dark sleepers and stuff. But great rod, so why not have two? Okay, be real that quick. All right, the next rod I got here is my St. Croix Legend Tournament 1 of 3. This one is the 7.3 medium heavy fast action. This is my swim jig rod, paired up with a Shimano Corrado 151 DC. This is the same as that Scorpion, just the Corrado version. Have 17-pound Seaguar on this. Don't tell Keith, he'd be mad I don't got 20, but 17 because that swim jig. Perfect. Yeah, love this rod so far. Been using it the most here over there in Wisconsin, springtime. So yeah, swim jig guys on fire. Love it. All right, the next rod I got here, this is my second Legend Tournament. This is my 7.3 heavy moderate fast. This is my mag draft rod, kind of bigger bait rod. Have a Shimano SLX XT and a 7.2 gear ratio on this, and then 17-pound Seaguar and Vizex. Yeah, been throwing this one around a little bit this year so far. Liking it a lot, so yeah, big bait rod. All right, this rod is my third Legend Tournament. This is a 7.3 heavy extra fast, paired up with a OG Corrado 201 and a 7.4 gear ratio. Just got backing on there right now, but gonna put 20-pound in Vizex on there. And this is my heavier flipping rod, so like 3/4 and above. Next rod I got here, another St. Croix. This is a 7-foot medium fast action rod. This is a St. Croix Avid, so discontinued rod, but still love it. Just have a OG SLX 151 6-3 gear ratio with 12-pound in Vizex on here. Like this rod for shallow crankbaits like Rocco OG5s and stuff like that. And then also jerkbaits, so you know, Vision 110s, Vision 110 plus ones. Yeah. Great rod. All right, now on to spinning rods. This is a 7-foot medium fast Shimano X Pride. Love this rod so far. Only spinning rod I throw in the spring. Have a Shimano Mirvel on here. 10-pound Suffix 832, the lime green one, and then 10-pound Vizex leader. Yeah, this rod is primarily wacky rigs, especially like wacky rigs and more cover and around docks and that stuff, and then some heavier Nico rig stuff. But yeah, love this rod so far. All right, the next rod I got here is a 7.2 medium light fast action Shimano Zodius. Obviously, you can see the bobber stuff on there. Lark and I were smacking the crappies at Tonka the other day. But yeah. Anyways, got a Shimano Nasky on here, 2500 with Suffix 832 again, 10 pound and 10 pound. Or actually, right now there's 8 pound in Vizix leader. Normally it'll be 10. This rod's mainly going to be used for Nikos and open water wacky scenarios. If you know, you know. Not around docks and stuff like that. But yeah, probably a little bit of drop shot stuff too. Yeah, and scoping. Can't forget about scoping. That's also going to be a big player for this rod. But yeah, really excited about this. My third and final spinning rod I got here is a Gen 1 Tool Elite 7-1 drop shot rod. This is the medium fast. I like this rod a lot, obviously for drop shotting. A little bit on the stiffer side, so for heavier weights and stuff, it's a lot better. Another 2500 Nasky on it with the same 10 pound 832 on there. But yeah, good rod.
Alright folks, now I'll be talking to you guys about my rod and reel arsenal for the Big 2.5. The first one I'll be talking about is my jig setup. This is the Shimano Zodius 7.2 Heavy Fast. I got that paired up with the Shimano Corrado 7.4. I got a braid to leader setup this year. I'm going to be running 131 Suffix 30 pound braid, low vis, to a 20 pound Seagar Invizix leader. So that's going to be my jig setup. On to the next setup. Alright folks, the next rod I'm going to be talking to you guys about is my St. Croix Bass Legend Tournament. This is the Flip Chat Crank. This is a 7.3 heavy moderate fast. I'm using this one for my mag drafts. I got that paired up with the Daiwa Tatula TW 200 size. I like a little bit of a bigger reel when I'm going to be throwing the mag drafts. I got this on a 7-4. Yeah, I got that with 20 pound Seagar in Vizix. So, on to the next one. Alright folks, the next round I'll be talking to you guys about is my Daiwa Tatula Elite Patrick Walters 7.6 Heavy Glass. It is a moderate rod. I'm using this one for my deep crankbaits and chatterbaits. I got that paired up with the Daiwa Tatula SV 7-4 gear ratio with 18 pound Seagar in Vizix. The next setup I'm going to be talking to you guys about is my Daiwa Tatula Elite. This is the 7.5 medium heavy fast. I'm going to be using this one for sleeper craws and like Yamatanuki style baits. I got that paired up with the Daiwa Tatula SV 7-4 gear ratio. I got a braid to leader setup on there. I got 131 Suffix, just like I have with the other one, 30 pound braid. I got that paired up with 18 pound Seagar and Vizix. Alright folks, the next setup I'm going to be talking to you guys about is my Daiwa Tatula Glass 7.4 Heavy Moderate setup. That's going to be my chatterbait setup. I got that paired up with the Daiwa Tatula SV 7-4 gear ratio with 20 pound Seagar and Vizix. Alright, the next setup I'm going to be talking to you guys about is going to be my Texas rig setup. I got that with a Daiwa Zillion 7.5 heavy / medium heavy fast. I got that paired up with the Metanium 16 7-4 gear ratio with 20 pound Seagar and Vizix. The next setup I'll be talking to you guys about is the Shimano X Pride jerkbait rod. This is a 6'10 medium. I got that paired up with the Daiwa Tatula 100 size. Actually, I think this is a 70 size, so it's the smallest one that they make. In a 7-4 gear ratio. I got that with 10 pound. This one's actually Sunline. I got that with 10 pound Sunline FC Sniper. The next rod I'll be talking to you guys about is the Daiwa Tatula Elite 7.3 multi-purpose. This is a medium heavy fast rod. This is going to be my top waters, like my water ploppers and my buzz baits. Right now I got a swim jig on there just because it's not top water season. But I got that paired up with the Daiwa Tatula TW 200 size. Again, I just like a bigger reel for this application. I got that with a 7-4 gear ratio. And I got that with 30 pound 832 Suffix. The next setup I'm going to be talking to you guys about is going to be my top water setup, but this one's going to be for like the walk the dog baits and popper baits. This is the Daiwa Rebellion 610 medium fast.
I got that paired up with the 13 Fishing G-Man Series reel with, well, it's a 7-4 with 30-pound 832 Suffix. The next setup I'm going to be talking to you guys about is my crankbait setup. This is the St. Croix Legend Tournament Bass Finesse Carbon Cranker. This is the 7.2 medium heavy mod fast. I got that paired up with the Shimano Scorpion 70 size. I like a little bit smaller, just fits better in my hands when I'm cranking. I got that with, well, this is a 7-4, just all around. You can speed up super fast, you can go super slow, you can do anything. With 16-pound FC Sniper Sunline. Alright, the next setup I'll be talking to you guys about is my drop shot setup. This is the Phoenix Feather medium 7.1 fast. I got that paired up with the Shimano Vanford 2500 with white Suffix. It was a 10-pound line to a 10-pound FC Sniper Sunline leader. The last setup I'll be talking to you guys about is going to be my jig worm setup. This is the St. Croix Legend Tournament Bass 7.1 medium heavy fast. I got that paired up with the Daiwa to Tula 3000 size, a little bit of a bigger reel. I do like the bigger reel just because it has that power handle on there. I don't even know if it's a power handle, but bigger handle on there. The line I got on there is white 10-pound Suffix to a 10-pound FC Sniper Sunline leader.